Hello there, my dears. Here we are at lesson 108. To give and to receive are one in truth. And then it starts out with the word vision. Vision depends upon today's idea. Well, it seems like we need to know what vision is. Vision is not related to physical sight. This is the seeing beyond the body. It's seeing from a state of mind where we have released all of the guilt and the judgments and everything that would separate us from one another. It's that shift in our desire for specialness to our desire for unity. So it's an internal process. So don't think that if you squint your eyes real hard, somehow you'll see something differently. It's primarily when we are choosing to see with forgiveness, which means really I'm just dropping all my ideas of wrongness. So that's what this is all about. And to be able to see this way, we're still in the world of form. We haven't awakened yet, but we're seeing and experiencing things so differently. And it says the light is in it, the loving understanding is in it, for it reconciles all seeming opposites, good and bad, okay and not okay, guilty, innocent, and so on. Those are judgments that we hold. It just stops all of that. So all of these so-called opposites, like good person and a bad person, everything is resolved. The conflicts, the mistaken thoughts, all come to settle. Born out of our own peace, we see them more from that place of unity. It says it resolves these into one concept, one that is wholly true. So we're still at the world of form, but now we're going to have a concept of everything is loving and beautiful and good, not partly. Everything falls in the good side of the ledger, so to speak. And then it says even this concept is ultimately going to disappear because the non-dual experience that's behind it is going to appear and take its place. And now it says, of course, we're at peace forever, for the dream is over. We have awakened. Well, we're not there yet, but we're on our way. It's not the light that these bodies' eyes see. See, it's saying that true light that makes this true vision possible is not the light the body's eyes see. It's a state of mind that's become so unified, where you so see with love and that everything is love, that darkness and pain cannot be perceived at all. They're just not there. And thus what is the same, which is all of us, are seen as that one same thing. Now, one same thing doesn't mean boring. It doesn't mean that we're not unique. It doesn't mean that we're not individual, but it means we're all one in that we're all loving, we're all innocent. Okay? So then it says what's not the same remains unnoticed. All the variations of what's wrong with everybody, all the variations of guilt, all the variations of judgment, we don't even see those anymore. They have gone from our minds, and so they're gone from anything that I can possibly be aware of. And now it speaks of the light that shows no opposites. I've now resolved everything into acceptable, loving, real. And this vision being healed, this ability to see the world this way, has the power to heal. This is the light that brings our peace of mind to other minds to share it and to be glad that we're all one. This is the light that heals because it brings unified perception, where we're seeing everything the same way based upon one frame of reference, and that is love and unity and innocence. Then it tells us in this frame of reference, where we see only innocence and not guilt, it's very clear that giving and receiving are different aspects of one thought, one loving thought. That's this big capital T thought, whose truth does not depend on which is seen first, the giving or the receiving. Here, it's understood that they occur together, that the whole unified thought remain complete. And in this understanding, we have the basis on which all opposites are reconciled because they're perceived from that same frame of reference, from this same loving, guiltless frame of reference. One thought, completely unified, will serve to unify all thought. This is the same as saying one correction will suffice for all correction, or that to forgive one brother wholly is enough to bring salvation to all minds. Remember, to forgive one brother wholly is to absolutely release every single thought about guilt. It all has vanished. And that says these are just some special cases of one law that holds for every kind of learning if it's going to be useful to us. Now, we're back to the giving and receiving part. It says to learn that giving and receiving are the same has special usefulness to us because it can be tried so easily and seen as true. And when this special case of all of the sets of so-called opposites that might be have been proven that it always works in every circumstance where you try it, the thought behind it can be generalized to other areas of doubt and double vision. What it's talking about, doubt, you know what that is. Double vision is where you see some good, some bad, some okay, some not okay, some guilty, some innocent. It's like, no. So here now we're going to practice with this special case of seeming opposites of giving and receiving. We're going to use this lesson in the obvious because it has immediate results that we can't miss. To give is to receive. We think they're opposites, but they aren't. They're really one whole. So today we're going to attempt to offer peace to everyone and see how quickly peace becomes our experience. It doesn't exactly return to us because it never leaves us. So how quickly it becomes our experience is a little more accurate. Light is tranquility, and in that peace is vision given us, in the quiet that comes from realizing everything is innocent, nothing has been ruined, nothing has been separated out, all is as it was created. So now we're going to take this practice period with this instruction. To give and to receive are one in truth. I will receive what I'm giving now. I am receiving what I'm giving now. This is not the matter of I'm going to give it now and in a year maybe I'll get something back. That's the way it may be with stuff when we're bargaining, but that's not the way the law of giving and receiving actually works. So now you're asked to close your eyes and for about 5 minutes think what you would hold out to everyone so it can be your experience. And here are some examples. It gives us 3, and I'll add a few more. To everyone, I offer quietness. That means it is now my desire that every single hurting, frightened, insane person in the world, and that would be all of us, would be quiet. So I'm going to offer that to you. I want you to have the gift of quietness. I want you to experience peace of mind finally so your suffering can end. I want to offer you gentleness because you've been so hard on yourself and there's so much harshness going on. I want to offer you understanding and empathy. I want to offer you kindness. I want to offer you safety. I want to offer you blessing. I want to offer you love and anything else you want to add to the list. So say each one slowly and then wait a moment and you will notice that, for instance, the peace that you really want everyone else to experience will settle in on you. You will receive everything you give. And here it gets to be very in your face. It's going to come to you in the exact amount that you give it. There will be exact return, because if you just ask kind of like, well, it's okay with me if you're at peace, that's a little lackluster, that will be your experience. But if there is a sense of passion and desire, and this is so what I want, that everybody just settle into a place of peace, that's going to be your experience. And if it's helpful, you can direct this to one person and let that person represent the everybody else, but you've got to make sure the everybody else is included. You can't say, I want some of you to have peace of mind and I hope the rest of you suffer. That isn't going to work out well. You won't like what you get. So this one simple lesson is going to teach us a lot, that effect and cause can now be understood because you've just experienced it. So it's no longer a theory. It's something you now have had a chance to see for yourself. Nobody has to tell you that what you have offered, you have experienced. And it says this is great. We can now make faster advances in our learning, and we can be more certain of where we're headed every time I remind myself to give and to receive are one in truth. And boy, I hope we don't ever forget that. Have a really wonderful practice. Everybody you see today or think of, offer them what you want at that moment and see what happens. Have a really lovely day. Goodbye.